by the time I got done interviewing everybody, I understood why the police was investigating them, because their story was full of holes. And I still, to this day, cannot get over how the shotgun got low enough to hit him in the chest.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of True Stories from a Real Private Eye. I'm your host, Vinnie Coppola. With me, as always, is Lynn Lambdin, a real private investigator right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much for being here. We do so appreciate it. Lynn, what do you got for us this week?
Well, Vinnie, I've got a crazy one for you this week, buddy. It's a death case, and I consider it a murder case, but the people involved consider it a wrongful death case. But before we get started, how you doing this week, Vinnie?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. Can't complain.
Well, you look good.
It's because I shaved this week.
Oh, okay, okay.
I shaved. Yeah, I always look nice and fresh and clean when I shave.
Yeah, younger. You look younger.
Younger, yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's all it is, Lynn. It's just how I go to not taking any special vitamins or doing any special exercises. It's just I shave.
There you go. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
So, Vinnie, this this happened. I don't know, 15 years ago. I guess it was. The years could be off a little bit, by give or take a few. I got a call, and this was in North Georgia, up in the Dahlonega area. And
Blairsville.
Well, Dahlonega, Blairsville area, yes. And it was
what's that city up there that has two names? Well, Woody Gap.
Woody Gap.
Yeah, Woody Gap, Georgia. Do you know that one?
I've heard of it. I've probably been through it a couple times. There's a lot of little towns up there, Vinnie. A lot of little towns. There's towns that you drive through, and both city limit signs are on one pole.
Yeah.
For sure. And the sad part about that is there's a speed trap there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I get a call one day, and it's a man and wife, and they want to investigate the death of their son. It's the woman's son and the father's stepson. And
husbands. You mean the husband's stepson?
What did I say?
It's the woman's son and the husband's stepson.
Correct.
Yeah.
The husband's stepson.
Okay.
And the son was 32 years old. So it wasn't a young guy.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, okay, I'll entertain, because it was here was the story that they told.
They contacted you directly?
They contacted me directly because they weren't under investigation by the police, and they were trying to, because they weren't under investigation for suspicion of murder or suspicious of wrongdoing. Yes, the parents. So their story is the kid, the 32-year-old man, was walking through the yard, and he tripped over a tree root and fell and shot himself with a shotgun and killed himself accidentally. So, come on. I was intrigued, Vinnie. I was intrigued. So I said, okay, I'll bite.
Yeah. I would have loved to have been there while they're cooking up that story. Well, okay, here's the story. Here's what happened. He was walking through our front yard.
Well, Vinnie, I had to go out and I had to survey the area and everything. And because when you talk to somebody on the phone, you can only visualize what they're saying to you.
Right, of course.
So I had to go out and survey the area. So the next day, this was one I couldn't wait on. I had to go.
Yeah.
So I jump in my car the next day and I head out, and And I always take my camera so I can take pictures so that I can look at it later. And by this time, I was using a digital camera so I can put it on my computer and look at it. And just sometimes I just sit and stare at these pictures and just draw on them and say, okay, if he's walking this way and he's doing this, or if this is happening, if they're driving this way, whatever the situation is, because sometimes, you got to poke holes in the story, even if it's your client.
For sure.
So I go out and I get the police reports and everything, and I get the time of the death, the time of the shooting. I get the parents' story, what time this happened, and it happened after dark. And when the police get there, there were no flashlights or anything found. So he was, according to the police, he was walking through the yard with a shotgun with no lights or anything, which means that he could have tripped. But the problem that I kept sticking on, Vinnie, well, before I get to that, there was a lot of tree roots in the yard. It was a house that was on a hill, and the rainwater rolls off the hill and it erodes the dirt and the tree roots. Have you seen these? You've seen this type of landscape?
Yeah.
And I could see somebody tripping on the tree roots. But the problem that I had, and what I could never convince myself of, is how on God's green earth do you get a long barrel shotgun far enough down with your finger on the trigger to pull the. How did that happen? Because this long barrel shotgun, if you trip and fall, most of the time, 99% of the time, that barrel is going to be extended.
99.9% of the time.
It's going to be beyond.
Yeah.
And he was shot in the chest.
Okay. Yeah.
So was he dragging the gun by the barrel?
Yeah. Was he walking with it pointed at himself?
Yeah. Was he carrying it backward?
Yeah.
I mean, I never could get past this.
Well, here's my question that immediately went off my head. When he supposedly tripped on this root and shot himself in the chest, it would have made a very loud sound. Shotguns are very loud.
Yes.
Did any neighbor come out and go, "Hey, what was that? Hey, what happened? Hey," or did they live all far, far away from?
This was kind of a rural area, and two things: the houses wasn't really close together, but yes, they could have heard a shotgun.
Uh-huh.
Secondly, they probably so used to shotguns going off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
One of those type areas.
Okay.
So they probably heard the shotgun go off. They probably just said, Bubba's shooting again. Yeah. One of those situations.
Bubba's walking through the yard at night again.
Now, one of the things that kind of kept me conflicted is he was determined to be high on drugs from tissue and blood samples. He was a drug addict.
Okay.
So
what drugs do you remember?
It was cocaine and meth.
Okay. Wow. Together.
Yeah. He was on cocaine and meth.
Two stimulants together, man. This guy.
Yeah. So he was, and I don't remember how intoxicated he was, but he was intoxicated. Recently, the toxicology report showed that he was going up and not coming down.
Ah, wow.
But that still doesn't explain how you get a shotgun when you trip and fall far enough down, because when you trip and fall, your arms go out.
Right.
Which means the shotgun would go out, which means the end of the barrel would go further away from you.
Yeah.
I never could get past that point.
Yeah.
I never could.
And a shotgun, if I remember correctly, I've only fired one once. It's to pull the trigger. It's not, it doesn't just boom. You don't just pull it. There's a little weight to it.
Yeah.
So you gotta, I mean, he has to be pulling that trigger.
Well, you can get shotguns with different inch pounds of pressure. So some of them can be harder to pull than some of them can be easier to pull, depending on the make and how it's set to pull.
Okay.
So I've got a competition shotgun that the wind can blow and the trigger will go off.
Okay.
Not literally, but it's real touchy because it's made that way.
Right.
And then I've got other shotguns that you just have to squeeze to get it to go off.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I mean, he could have failed and the trigger could have caught on something.
Okay.
And have went off. But why was the safety not on?
Right.
And why was he going through the yard in the middle of the, I think it was like 9:30, quarter till 10 at night. Why was he going through the yard at that time of night with a shotgun?
Right. Right. Where was he headed?
Where was he headed? Where was he going? What was he? The mother said that he was taking the shotgun out of the car and bringing it into the house.
Okay.
My next question is why was he transporting a loaded shotgun with the safety off?
Right.
Which doesn't make sense.
Right.
So by the time I got done interviewing everybody, I understood why the police was investigating them.
Yeah.
Because their story was full of holes.
Oh yeah. Lots of questions.
Lots of questions. And I still to this day cannot get over how the shotgun got low enough to hit him in the chest.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about when he fell, it's not like the shotgun could have stood up and hit him directly in the chest.
Right.
Because if the shotgun would have stood up, it would have kept him standing up straight.
Yeah.
Because the shotgun is, 4 feet long?
Yeah.
3.5, 4 feet long?
Yeah.
So if the shotgun would have been laying flat and have shot him, it wouldn't have penetrated his chest plate. It would have just taken the tissue off of his chest. It wouldn't have killed him.
Yeah.
So he had to be upright when it hit him. So you tell me, explain to me how that happened, because I could never put it together.
Yeah, that's the physics don't add up there at all.
The physics don't add up.
Yeah.
So
I hope that's the right word. Hey man, did you have access to any of the police reports, pictures, or anything?
I had access to the initial police reports that was written, the 911 reports, but I did not have access to the investigative reports.
Okay.
Because it was an open investigation, and they do not have to turn those over until discovery, until a lawsuit's, until not a lawsuit, but until indictment has been, until his indictment has been filed against him and charges have been brought against him, and they're going to bring charges against him, and then there's an indictment, and he has the lawyer, and then there's discovery. Then they have to present
charges against who? Charges against who?
Whoever they're accused of murder.
Oh, okay. So as soon as, like, let's just say that the cops, they go, hey, the husband, that's our guy.
Yeah.
That's our guy. He did it. So once they charge him, they place him under arrest, you are allowed to go and request those pictures and investigate.
No, they can keep those under seal until there's a court date set and discovery is filed in the case. There's a discovery period in all lawsuits, and this is considered a lawsuit. So once that he's been indicted and a court date has been set, then the prosecution and the defense both have to turn over all evidence. That's when you can get it.
Now, are you allowed access to that, whether you are working for an attorney or not? Let's just say you're working for the couple. Are you allowed access to that?
No. The only people that would have access to that would be the prosecutor and the defense counsel. Nobody else would have access to that. So
you wouldn't have access to it unless you were working for one of them.
Yes, I would have had access to it because I would have had access to the husband or the wife's attorney if they would have been charged at that time.
This episode is brought to you by Simple Funding LLC. For all of your pre-settlement funding needs, contact Simple Funding LLC to receive your money promptly. They're a customer-centric legal funding company that provides exceptional funding solutions at affordable rates. Simple Funding covers a diverse range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, worker compensation, medical malpractice, wrongful death, and more. They recognize that life goes on and you need to access your funds immediately, which is why they offer clients a swift and efficient process with minimal documentation requirements. For more information, visit simplefundingllc.com or contact them directly at 678-855-6232. So what happened? Did you take the case?
You're getting ahead of yourself, Vinnie.
Okay.
No, I could not. I told them that I could not definitively come to a conclusion, so I pulled out. I said, I cannot. I said, I can't come to a conclusion. I said, I don't know. I can't determine what happened. I said, you need to hire a forensic expert to walk through this, to draw it out for you. I said, because I can't come to a conclusion.
What was their, what did they want you? They wanted you to clear them. Is that what they wanted?
They wanted me to write a report and said that I investigated it and that my findings were that he tripped and fell and shot himself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And did they offer you money when you said no?
Well, yeah, I charged an hourly rate. I got paid.
Oh no, sure you did. But did they charge you money? No. We really want this report. We'll give you this much money. Did they do any of that?
No. They kind of said, well, this is really what happened, and we wish that you could see the way we see it. And actually, what they said is this is the only thing that we can figure that happened because we didn't see it. We just heard the gunshot and ran out and found him laying there. Mm. And there was nobody around, and we just assumed he tripped over the root because the root was at his feet.
Huh.
What I think happened is I think somebody shot him.
Oh, me too.
And when I interviewed the mother and I interviewed the stepfather, there was hostility there.
For the kid or for the husband and wife?
There was hostility between the kid and the mother and the stepfather.
So the mother and the father, they were like, this kid is an asshole, that type of thing.
He was a drug addict. He was stealing from us. He causes arguments all the time. He sleeps all day. He won't work. We want him to get a job. He's draining our resources. We don't want him living here. Those type of things.
This feels like a open and shut case right here. What are we going to do about him? We'll kick him out. He won't leave. I got an idea.
Well, that's not kind of my thoughts behind the whole thing is that an argument ensued and he got a gun out of the car and
Dad got to his gun first.
Well, I'm not going to say that, but yeah, somebody got to a gun before he was drugged up and wasn't quick on the draw.
Yeah.
And that was my interpretation.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And I guarantee you, either the husband or the wife or both at one time tripped over one of those roots in that yard. And that's how they knew that was going to be a viable excuse.
Yeah, probably tripped over that root more than once.
Heck yeah.
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 They said, this thing's going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Ding. Got an idea.
Yeah. This is going to kill somebody. Honey, I told you to get rid of that root. It's going to kill somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That Vinnie, that I never thought about it that way, but that is probably an exact conversation that happened.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
You look at it from the point of view of they're very unhappy with him. You
Yep.
know, he doesn't work. He's a drain on there. You know, he's causing arguments between them, and you know, blah 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 blah. And then there's all this tension, and then a fight. You know, a fight ensues,
Yep.
and you know, he leaves, goes and gets a shotgun or something, and you know, father's like, no, you don't. Bang.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Look what I did.
Yeah.
Let's you know, let's say that he did that to himself. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? That root in that yard. Yeah, that just all makes sense to me. You know how when you hear a lie and it just doesn't feel right.
Yep.
You know, you just get this feeling, and you're like, oh yeah, you know. You know, you just get that feeling.
Well, Vinny, the whole time that the wife was telling me the story, when she called, the wife was the one who called me.
Did you separate them when you interviewed them? Did you separate the husband and the wife?
No, you didn't need to.
Okay.
It would have been. I mean, I guess I should have, but when they felt very comfortable with me because I was on their side.
Yeah.
Since I was on their side, they were being very open and honest.
It probably doesn't matter because they probably worked on their story quite a bit.
Well, not only did they work on their story quite a bit, but they were being so they were being so open and honest with me because I was on their side.
Yeah.
And when I started questioning them about their family dynamics, they were being so open and honest. I didn't feel it necessary to separate them because their story wasn't going to change no matter what, because their story was locked in on what happened.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm sure they you know, they practiced their story while the cops were on their way.
Yeah.
And they've had more time to practice their story for you. So
yeah. But when the whole time that I was talking to the mother, when she called me and she was telling me what was happening, and she told me the son tripped and shot himself in the chest, I was thinking a handgun.
Yeah.
I was thinking handgun. And then she told me exactly. When you know, you visualize the story as people's telling it to you.
Yeah.
You know, you're visualizing it, and if you're visualizing it and you're drawing it, you would have drawn the kid with a handgun.
Yeah.
And he trips and he falls and bam, you know, shoots himself.
Yeah.
Well, then she says it's a 12-gauge shotgun.
Yeah.
And then my whole visualization just goes to hell.
Yeah.
It's just like, well,
yeah.
No, this don't make any sense, Vinny.
Let me ask you this. While they were recounting this story to you, did you sense, or was there any pain in their voice? Like, oh, our son.
No, never was.
See, that's kind of a red flag too there.
That's a very big red flag, Vinny. Yeah. There never was.
Yeah. See, that kind of kills the crime of passion story.
Yeah.
You know, they got into an argument. He went out for his gun and he was slow on the draw and bang, got killed by either the mother or the father. Yeah. See, the fact that there was no pain, there was no remorse, this was premeditated. Okay. Now, it might have been a crime of passion, but they've thought about it before. We should kill this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That is something that crossed their mind beforehand.
Yep.
To kill him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. There's no question.
Yeah.
In my mind, after everything I looked at and everything, there's no question that it was not what they painted it to be.
Buddy, if there was a line in Vegas, on this, I would put everything on the fact that their story is crap. Everything. I would put everything I own.
Now,
here you go. I'm all in. Boom. Let's go. Come on.
Now, was it the parents that done it? I don't know. May have been someone hiding behind the tree that done it. He may have pissed off the neighbor that done it and just said bam and walked off before they come out of the house.
Then why lie about it?
Well, they may not have been lying. They may have said, this is what we assumed. We assumed he tripped over the tree root and fell and shot himself. That may have been their assumption. It may not have been the parents that were involved. It may have been somebody else.
But still, the no remorse, the no sadness, the no, this. I mean, look, maybe they didn't plan on killing him, but they thought about it.
Well, that very well could be, Vinnie, but it also could.
Matter of fact, you know what? Matter of fact, I bet you they planned it a few times and just didn't go through with it. But the fact that there was no remorse or no upset, no whatever. I mean, I don't care how angry you are at your kid and how much blah blah blah. How much they drive you up a wall. You don't want to see him hurt.
No, I agree with you.
You definitely don't want to see him killed.
No.
There could be at least a little bit of, I can't believe, just a moment of, this is so hard or something. Yeah.
But there could have been, it could have been, because I was there probably a month after it happened. They could have been cried out. The mother could have been cried out.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. See, I did not know that. I thought that I thought you were over there the next couple of days. Okay.
No, it was like a month. It was probably a month. I was probably there a month after it happened. So they could have been remorsed out. They could have been cried out. And the stepfather may not have cared. He may have just said good riddance because he didn't care about him anyway.
Yeah.
And the mother could have been just cried out,
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know about. And if you mentioned that earlier, I missed it.
I did not. I did not say that it had been probably a month after when I got there.
Okay. I still maintain that there should be at least a moment of,
I agree.
Yeah. But be that as it may, either way, I still believe 100%. 100%. I'm telling you, I would bet it all on this that it wasn't how they say it happened.
Oh no, there's no question, Vinnie. Somebody shot him dead center in the chest.
Yeah.
Who? I don't know.
Is there any way we could find out what happened in this case? Because holy cow, this is intriguing as hell. I would love to do some research or whatever, or see what's happened in this case.
Vinnie, I will tomorrow, as soon as I can get in front of my computer, if I can find the guy's name,
yeah,
I will dig into it and see if I can find out what happened.
Okay.
I will dig into it. Now, the last time I checked into it, which was probably 6 or 8 months after, the police still hadn't come to a conclusion. It was still considered just a open investigation, which means that they hadn't charged anybody, but they were still looking into it, but they had no new evidence. So, and this was probably 10, 11 months after it happened.
Yeah.
So they hadn't brought any indictments. They hadn't accused anybody. Nothing.
Right.
So is it still an open investigation? I'll look into it and see what I can find.
Okay.
I guess I should have did it. I guess I should have did it before we talked about it. But in all fairness, this wasn't the case we were going to talk about tonight.
Right.
You suggested this type of case, so
yeah.
So this was kind of a spur of the moment.
Lynn gave me a choice. He said, you want to talk about this? You want to talk about this? You want to talk about this? Or do you have an idea? And I'm like, me have an idea. I'm not the private investigator. I said, how about murder? And he goes, all right, I got a murder one. So that's how that worked. He had a couple of ideas and I just threw out murder. So if you're as interested as I am about what happened with this case, I will put a link to the story in the description so you can read about it. If you see a link, that means Lynn found it. If you don't see a link, that means it's still an open investigation. Right,
Well,
Lynn?
Vinny, I don't believe it ever made the news, so I don't know that there's any links to it. Because I don't. I mean,
Not even a local paper or anything.
now I don't know if it made the paper. I will search and see if it made the paper.
Is there any way to check a court?
Yes. Well, I will check. I will check the courts. Now, I will be honest with you. About 15 years ago, when it happened, the courts wasn't digital up in North Georgia, so they wasn't putting anything online.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And I haven't been to the courts up there in probably 10 years or so, and I don't know if they digitalized them back that far or not. I will check tomorrow though. I know that they were kind of behind the times, and when they started putting everything on the computer, they didn't go back and put back records on the computer. It just started where they started.
Oh, of course. Why would they? That would be what a job. That would be a serious job. Hey, so there wouldn't be a link. There may not
there
be
might.
a link.
Well, if the local, if the North Georgia Times carried it, then there will be a link for it. But I don't know if the local papers carried it or not. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, there you go. If you're as interested as I am in this, there will be a link down there. If you see that link, go ahead and click it and read about it because holy cow, I'm fascinated by this. I love it. I love this type of stuff.
And it may be one of those cases that goes unsolved. I don't know.
There's like 15 TV shows about cold cases.
Yeah,
unsolved cases.
And so you also have,
can you believe? I'm sorry, Lynn. Can you believe that those shows are as popular as they are? It's they do the show like this is an unsolved case. They give you all the facts of the case. They give the investigations. They interview police officers. They interview injured parties and victims families and stuff like that. And the show ends, and they never solve the case.
Yeah,
and people are riveted by it, and me too, man.
Me too.
Fascinating stuff.
Me too.
Fascinating stuff. Now let's apply that to Finding Bigfoot. You know that show? You know that show?
Yeah.
That show's been 10 seasons of Finding Bigfoot. They never find him, and people still watch. I think that's a whole other. I think that's a whole other level. But.
Yeah, well, Vinny, I think they're going to be searching for Bigfoot a long time.
This episode is brought to you by the Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates, voted the best law firm by the American Institute of Trial Lawyers. When life hits you hard with a serious injury, don't let insurance companies hit you harder with lowball offers and endless runaround. You deserve justice. You deserve compensation. You deserve to win. The Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates have a high-powered legal team with a nationwide reach and the highest rating on the National Attorney Rating Service. Trial Magazine calls them one of the most influential law firms in America. They win big. Big results at trial court, appeals court, the state Supreme Court, and are recognized as award-winning litigators of the year. The Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates handle everything so you can heal. Don't face this battle alone. The aftermath of an accident is traumatic enough. Medical bills pile up, pain overwhelms, emotions run high, and that's where they step in to shoulder the legal fight while you focus on what truly matters, your recovery. They are the first law firm to offer a bigger settlement guarantee. If they can't beat the amount of your current settlement with a bigger settlement offer, your legal fees are free. Ready to win your case? Find out in one phone call if you have a case and how much your case is really worth. Call the Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates today at 1-888-477-0597 or visit them online at becauseyouwanttowin.com.
Think about this, and this is something that I've thought about before. They've been looking for Bigfoot. The first photograph or quote photograph of Bigfoot was over 70 years ago.
Yep.
Okay. And let me tell you something. Okay. If he was an adult Bigfoot at that time, homeboy's dead now.
Yeah. Yeah. That is correct.
Homeboy's dead. Okay, there are no primates other than humans that live past 70. As far as I know, I could be wrong about that, but you would think. Let's just say that he's still alive. Let's just say he's old now.
Well,
he's not hiding. He's not. He'd be easy to find. He's on a cane right now. He's shuffling through the woods.
Well, not only that, Vinny, but you would think that if there was, I mean, if Bigfoot is that elusive alive, and when he gets ready to die, what's he thinking? Well, I've got to go hide somewhere and die so they can never find me.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think that they would find a corpse somewhere. He was going, when Bigfoot's getting ready to die, he's going, you know what? Yeah. I don't care if they find me now or not. I'm just going to lay down here by this log and die.
No, the mystery's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But here's the thing. First of all, I do not believe that there's a Bigfoot.
Oh, I don't either.
Yeah, because I do not. But let's just say for fun that there was a Bigfoot back then, way back there in the 50s and the 40s when they first took that picture. Homeboy's dead.
Yep. Okay. Homeboy's dead. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, man. I love those. I love those cold case shows. Let it, if there's a link down there.
If I can remember how to get to the house, which I probably can't, but if I can remember how to get to the house, I'll drive up to the house.
Tomorrow?
No, not tomorrow. It'll be the weekend. Okay. But I will drive up there. But I probably can't even remember how to get there. It's been so long, Vinny. That was a long time ago. But here's what I was going to say is that this guy was a serious drug addict. He had some criminal convictions. Police probably don't even care if they solve the case or not.
There it is.
I mean, this is like a rural town up there, a rural county. The town, I think, had 4 or 5 police officers in the whole town. The county probably didn't have many more police officers on staff, probably 8 or 10. They're going, he's a drug addict. He robs everybody. Who cares? Good riddance. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or cruel. I'm just it's just a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know back home where I grew up in Tennessee in a small town, small county, 2 guys got killed 3 or 4 years ago in a drug deal. And the police, they're not even interested in trying to find the killers. They don't even care. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't even look for them.
You mean an upstanding member of society didn't get hurt?
Exactly.
The only caveat, I guess, I would say to this situation is if the stepfather did it, that's murder.
That's murder. Yeah.
Yeah. And despite the fact that he's, a piece of trash and a junkie and a thief and, not deserving to breathe everybody else's air, he does have rights that were given to him.
Yep.
By God and by the Constitution, and like you and I say, the law is the law.
The law is the law. It applies to everybody.
Do we respect the law or do we not respect the law?
Yep.
So if, evidence is found that, no, this guy was murdered.
Yep.
Druggy
or not. I agree with you. I agree 1,000%. Here's the other thing, Vinny, is that if they can prove that the shotgun that killed him was the shotgun that was under his body, pointing at his chest when they found him.
Yeah.
How do they prove who pulled the trigger?
Yeah.
How do they prove it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's laying here, his foot's on a root. How do you prove who pulled the trigger?
They can't take fingerprints off a trigger?
Sure they can, if you didn't wipe them off.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know enough about the forensic off of a shotgun to tell if they know what.
Did this couple look like halfway intelligent?
They looked halfway intelligent, and
so they might have wiped off the gun.
They might have,
put his fingerprints on it.
Yeah, they very well could have. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's very well possible. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you and I's not the only one that watch crime shows.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, anything's possible. You know,
Yeah.
I felt strongly enough about it that I wasn't going to put my name on anything.
Yeah. No, good for you.
I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to stand up in their corner. I wasn't going to vouch for them. I wasn't going to. You know, they had hired an attorney to represent them, if need be. There were no charges brought against them, so the attorney hadn't presented himself yet. But they had an attorney on standby. And the attorney was the one who told them to call me, because the attorney knew who I was and told them to call me. But I wasn't going to put my name on anything. So
no, I don't blame you. I wouldn't have either.
You know, I mean, it was just a very, I would like to say tragic accident, but I just don't believe it was an accident, Vinnie.
I don't either.
I can't see any accident there.
No, me neither. No, I think he was killed. I think he was murdered.
I think he was murdered, because I still can't get past the part of how he fell and got that shotgun. I actually took a 12-gauge shotgun with the same dimensions and tried to figure out how, you know, unloaded, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, how he got that shotgun far enough down.
Yeah.
And because in order to get it turned back to where it would put him at his chest, the shotgun would have to be way out here. Yeah. Otherwise, if it was any other angle, it would have shot him in the face.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It didn't hit it. There was no pellet marks in his face. It was all below his neck, below his chest, right here.
Yeah.
So the gun would have had to been turned out like this.
Right.
And it just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Did
the couple say anything like it was a 1 in a million shot? You can't make this up. I mean,
no, they never said anything like that. If they would have said it was a 1 in a million shot, Vinnie, I would have left. I would have said, I got to go.
I mean, it was a 1 in a million shot. You could not plan it any better.
No, but I mean, I guess if you tripped and the gun come out this way,
yeah,
and you fell.
But you see, still there's like, you ever seen the TV show Dexter?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so he's a blood spatter expert. He's a forensic expert. It's all about gun angles and blood spatter and the way blood spatters.
Yes.
I mean, that like if he fell and, you know, with the gun and he was holding it, it would have went kind of up and out. You know, it wouldn't have went straight through. You know, there's all that stuff. And who knows if, you know, this little town got a forensic investigator out there that knew all that stuff.
But
fascinating.
My whole hang up is that if the gun went off in the air before he fell, if he tripped and the gun come up, he couldn't have had his finger on the trigger.
Yes.
Because it would have been too far out.
Right.
Because he would have been way too far out for it to have been pointing at his chest.
Yeah.
So therefore, the gun couldn't have went off. So if it would have hit the ground and went off, and he would have been laying on the gun, or if they would have hit the ground at the same time, then it couldn't have hit him dead center in the chest.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So the bullet would have went, the pellets would have went this way instead of this way.
Right.
So I never could make the angles work, Vinnie. I just couldn't make the angles work.
Yeah. And it's kind of depressing to me that 6 months later, you kind of looked it up and it was still under investigation.
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well for the link being down there in the description, like I mentioned. But I hope it is, because I would love to find out. This is fascinating. If
I can find, if there was an arrest on it, I will pull the arrest reports.
Okay.
And I'll scan them in, and we'll upload the PDFs. But I don't know.
Well, and yeah, if there's a link or anything like that, you'll see it down there. Yeah, and yeah, definitely.
But it was very an interesting case. A very very interesting. Very tried my patience.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed that. Look for that link right there. If you're as curious as I am to know what happened, I know Lynn is. Yeah, we'll put that link in the description for you. And if you like stand-up comedy and goofball videos, like I say every week, check me out online. My website is www.vinnie.com. That's Vinnie.com. All the links to all my social media are there. You can find me on all there. And yeah, give me a follow. I do follow back. If you're looking for someone, if you need to surveil someone, if you need to serve someone papers, if you need the services of a private investigator, Lynn Lambdin is the best. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me your website.
www.lwias.com.
Yes, and thank you very much, the accident attorneys of Monge and Associates and Simple Funding, for sponsoring this episode. We do so appreciate it, and we do so appreciate you coming back. We'll see you next week.